Thanks, Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Veterans Affairs. What steps is the Albanese Labor government taking to improve services and supports for veterans in the Northern Territory?
I give the call to the Minister for Veterans Affairs and the Minister for Defence Personnel.
Thank you, Speaker, and I thank the member for Solomon for this important question. And I thank him also for his ongoing advocacy in support of veterans, not just in the electorate of Solomon that he represents, but across the entire top end. And it was my very great pleasure to be able to join the member for Solomon on Monday of this week in the opening of the Mates for Mates Veterans and Families Wellbeing Centre, a family and veterans hub
The member for Gippsland
put together with a $5 million contribution from the federal government, a hub that will be able to service not just the 7,500 veterans across the Northern Territory, but the 10,000 veterans across the Northern Territory. And we're doing this because we have a commitment to making sure that we are best coordinating the services made available to our veterans and their families in the places that we see the greatest concentration of those veterans. And so we're going to see out of the Mates for Mates Veterans and Families Wellbeing Centre that they'll be offering supports in transition, in employment, in education and training, in advocacy services, in mental health and physical health. But critically, it will provide a place for people to come together, to share a brew, have a barbecue, form connection, to provide that peer support to each other as veterans in the community, and that is critically important. But also, this hub joins our Veterans and Families Hub network, which we have funded to see the hubs learn from each other about what's working, what's not working, so that we can take the best of these hubs as we roll them out across the country with the further hubs that we will be establishing in the areas of highest need across Australia, which is an excellent contribution. But of course, this hub doesn't just stand on its own. This hub joins a suite of services that are being made available, including our contribution to fund the Scott Palmer Centre in Darwin, which is a veterans homeless service, which will see them supported there. Of course, I might point out what we really need as well is the Liberals, Nationals and the Greens to support our Housing Australia Future Fund so that we can support even more veterans who are homeless across the country with the support and services that they need. Meanwhile, we've also been fixing the backlog that we were left from the other side, which has declined now under our watch by 20% from the peak. Getting through that backlog, it's continuing to go down. We've been taking action on the recommendations from the Defence and Veterans Suicide Royal Commission, and of course we're working on reforming over a century now of legislation for veterans' entitlements. But can I say also, it was great to be able to sit down for an informal chat with the veterans at Mad Snake Cafe and with the member for Solomon, to hear from the front line about their experiences as veterans, about the services they need and how we can continue to deliver a better future for veterans and families in Australia.